Hi, I am Rahul. Welcome to my channel. If you like my channel, please subscribe and hit the bell icon. You must have written lots of request validations and transformation logics in your backend service. So when the request comes to backend service, you validate the request and do the transformation and return the response. Can we avoid the request coming to the backend if it is invalid? The answer to this question is provided by AWS API Gateway. So in this video, we will see how to validate the request before it goes to the backend service. Let's dive into code. First, we will create a new directory on your system, which is CDK API Gateway, and then we issue a command which is CDK init, and we select a language as JavaScript. So what this CDK init command will do is it will create a blank project for JavaScript development with CDK. So this command, what it does is it will create number of files and folders inside that CDK API Gateway directory, which helps us to organize the source code for our AWS CDK app. So if I open this VS Code, so if you see the structure, we have this folder structure. Here there is a bin folder, lib folder, and node modules and test folder. We can delete test for now, and we can delete the just config JSON. Now let's start with the lib folder. Looking into lib folder, so this is the JS file which is created by CDK init. So now we need to define the infrastructure within this. Before that, we can list the stacks in our app by running the command cdk ls. So what it gives is it will give the stack which is created by the init command. So if you see, it has created a CDK API gateway stack. And after that, I have already installed npm dependencies. There are two dependencies which are required. One is AWS CDK AWS Lambda, and another is AWS CDK AWS API Gateway. So once you install it, let us go to the code. So now first thing is we need to create a Lambda function. Okay, let me paste a code. Let us delete all and then paste the code. So if you see, this CDK API Gateway stack extends this stack. So now here on the 15th line, what we are doing is we are creating a new Lambda function. So what this function does is it just greets the user. So if you see this greet, then new Lambda function, this is the greet handler, and we have a runtime which is Node.js 14, and we have a code. Here we are saying that the code is present in Lambda folder which we have to create here, and the handler is greet.handler and the function name is greet. So once we create that, the API gateway needs to be integrated with this Lambda. So here we are using proxy Lambda integration. So we have used API gateway which is coming from this library. So API gateway dot lambda rest API. So we are connecting to the Lambda function which we have created here. So if you see, there is a handler which points to this function, this constant greet, and proxy is false. This means that we will create the endpoints on our own. So, and the REST API name is the API name given to that API gateway. And we have also defined that we want a Lambda integration with this API gateway and the Lambda function. And we defined two endpoints. One is greet and one more is user. So it will be /greet. The endpoint will be /greet, and one more will be /user. So we will create these two endpoints, and this greet endpoint is a get method. So what it does is it has a get method, and the resource user resource will have a post method. So once this is done, we have to yet write the Lambda code. So actual Lambda code. So if you see Here we are extracting the function from the asset, which is a local path. So what we have to do is we have to create a folder called lambda at the root location, and we have the greet handler. That means we should have greet.js here. The file name should be greet.js. greet.js. So let me paste the code, lambda code. The handler name is handler because we have defined greet.handler, so this should be handler which needs to be exported. And what this function does is it has two methods, one is post, one is get. So when we get a request from post method, what it does is it will extract the body and then username, department and a department name. And whenever request comes as a get method, this block will execute. It will just say hello, the greet name and welcome to CDK. So now let us deploy this code. So for deploying, what you need to do is we need to run a command called cdk deploy. Before deploying, we get a prompt saying, do you wish to deploy these changes? You need to click on yes if you are okay with whatever resource is being provisioned. So as we can see, this is done, the stack deployment is done, and now we can verify in AWS console. Let's go to AWS console. So in AWS console you can see there is a greet API which was created through CDK, and if you see there are two methods, one is greet and one is user. So here we see lambda function greet is already deployed here. Now if you see the code, it is similar to what we have done in CDK code. So this is the code, and here you can see it has a two API gateway triggers, one is for user and one is for get greet. Now let us test the endpoints. So let us go to API gateway, the get endpoint first. So let us see. Now let us click on test. So if you click on test, now what this lambda function is expecting, if you see this lambda function, it is expecting a event query string parameter with the name greet name. So let us see, if we pass in a greet name and then type my name, then you see when you click on test it says hello Rahul because it has read it. So now what happens if I give some dummy value like SS hi? So now if you test, here it says that it is undefined. So the input should have been validated at the API gateway, but as we didn't add any request validation for API gateway, we see that the request has passed to lambda function even though the validation is not correct. So now let us add validation to the API gateway get endpoint. So I have added this code. It says that for a get endpoint we have added a request parameter. What request parameter will do is we can specify the request parameters as a key value pairs. So if you see, we have this format which is standard format like method dot request dot query string dot greet name. So method dot request is the standard. After that we need to specify what we are validating. Here we are validating query string, so we have query string, and if we are validating a header we would have header here. So now we have a query string and we have a greet name. So we have added a boolean true, so this is the required field, and we also added a request validator option. Here what we are saying is we need to validate the request parameters which are coming to the API gateway, and request body validation is false on this get endpoint. So now once this code is done, let us save and deploy the code. Use cdk deploy. So as you can see, the code has been deployed. Now we need to verify in AWS console. So if you go to AWS API gateway, here we have a greet API. Now let us see the get method. So if you go into get method, and now what you see is this is query string, which is the required field. The required field is query string, which is greet name. So now when you test this, let's test with invalid. Now what happens is it doesn't go to lambda function, but it stops at API gateway. API gateway we will validate if any missing parameters are there. So if you see this, here it says the missing required request parameters are greet name. So as we didn't pass the greet name, it failed at API gateway itself. It doesn't go to lambda function. Now let us do the same thing for post. For post, the request body validation needs to be added to API gateway. So for that, let's head over to the code. So if you see code, I have already added. For request body, what we need to do is we need to create a schema first. So that schema in the API terms, it's API gateway terms, it's called a model. So what we are doing is we are creating a model, which is model validator, and we have this REST API which we are pointing to this greet API, and we have a content type which is used for validation, which is application JSON, and we can give the description and model name. And here comes the main part, which is schema. What this schema does is it will make mandatory that the request body will be in this type of schema. If the schema passes, then it goes to a lambda function, or else it will stop at the API gateway itself. So once we have this model, then what I have done is for the post request we have added the request validator. So request validator, it will validate the schema. So if you see, the REST API is the API name, and the request validator name is body validator, and here I am mentioning that we are required to provide the request body, which is validate request body to true, and also we will mention which schema to use. So for that, AWS provides this request model key. So from this key we can tell that the greet model should be attached to this endpoint. Now let us deploy the code. Let us do CDK deploy. As you can see, the code is deployed. Now let us verify in AWS API. So if you refresh it and go to the post method, okay, then in post method, if you click on this method request, here you see the request validator body validator has been added as it was written in CDK code base. And now if you check the request body, here it is referring to a model name, which is greet model CDK, and this model will be present here. So if you go to this models and greet model CDK, you can see the schema which we have added in the code. So now let us go to the resource. Now let us test it out. So for body part, we have this body. Now let's click on test. So what it does is it will give status 200, because this is a valid request where we are extracting username, department and engineer. Now let us make this engineer as 1. Okay, but in our schema the department name should be an string, but here we are passing it as integer. Now let's hit on test. Now if you see, we get 400 because it's a request validation error, invalid request body. So if you see the logs, here it clearly says that instance type integer does not match any allowed primitive type string. As string is allowed, we have passed integer, it does validation at the API gateway. Now one more scenario is we have mandated that username should be present. So let us remove username. Now let us test it. Now again we get a 400 because it's an invalid request, because what it does is object has a missing required properties. Username was a required property but it is missing. So in this video what we have seen is how to add the request validations to the API gateway. So instead of making a call to Lambda function, we can restrict the call in API gateway by adding these validations, and we have also tested the code. Thank you.